February 19, 2026. Lievin, France. A packed arena. 3 world record attempts were on the card that night. Femke Ball pulled out of her 600-meter record attempt. Jessica Hull fell short in her assault. The entire weight of the night fell on one woman's shoulders. And she didn't just handle it, she made history. Keely Hodgkinson crossed the line in 1 minute 54.87 seconds, the first woman in history to break the 1:55 barrier indoors. She didn't just clip the record, she smashed it by almost a full second. A record that had stood untouched for 24 years was gone. And the craziest part? The previous world record was set on March 3, 2002, the exact day Keely Hodgkinson was born. That record existed her entire life, and she is the one who finally took it down. The old record belonged to Yolanda Čeplak from Slovenia, clocked at 1:55.82 at the European Indoor Championships in Vienna, Austria. It was an extraordinary race, a battle between Čeplak and Stephanie Graf, from gun to tape, with Čeplak pulling away on the home straight to set a mark that nobody touched for over 2 decades. Nobody broke 1:56 indoors in that entire span. That record looked permanent. It looked untouchable, until Keely showed up. Before we get to Lievin, you need to understand what Keely went through to get there. After winning Olympic gold in Paris 2024, everything fell apart. She tore her hamstring, then tore it again and again. A trip to Windsor Castle to collect her MBE led to an 8-hour car ride that wrecked her back and triggered another hamstring problem. She went 376 days without racing. She later called 2025 an absolute nightmare of a year, but she came back in August 2025 at a Diamond League race in Poland and won with the fastest 800-meter time in the world that year. Days later, she won again in Lausanne. By September, she grabbed bronze at the World Championships in Tokyo, despite barely racing all season. She ended her year winning in New York, where Serena Williams placed a Tiffany crown on her head. That was the signal. Keely was back. Then came 2026, and a completely different athlete showed up. On February 14th, at the UK Indoor Championships in Birmingham, she ran the 800 meters entirely alone. No competition, no rabbit, just Keely against the clock. She clocked 1:56.33, a new British indoor record, and left everyone thinking a world record attempt was not just possible, but imminent. 5 days later, she was in Lievin and confirmed exactly that. What made this attempt different was the confidence behind it. Keely didn't ask for the pace lights to be set at the current world record pace of 1:55.82. She requested them to be set at an astonishing 1:53.8. That tells you everything about where her head was at. Right from the gun, she burst ahead of the pacer in the first 100 meters, forcing the pacer to sprint just to get back in front. Audrey Werro, the 21-year-old Swiss star, got out fast and for a brief moment looked like she might challenge for the spot behind the pacer. But Keely's presence, when she is on her game, is something else entirely, and Werro quickly settled back. The pacer scorched the first 200-meter lap in 26.47 seconds, a time more appropriate for a men's race. Keely was right there in pursuit. The pace settled slightly on the second lap with a 29.09 split, putting the 400-meter mark at 55.56 seconds, already ahead of the old world record pace. The pacer dropped out shortly after. From that point, it was just Keely Hodgkinson alone against history. She gapped Werro before the 500-meter mark, split another 29.5 for the third lap, and headed into the final 200 meters with a real shot at going under 1:54. She tied up in the home straight. The effort showed on her face, but she held on. 1:54.87. The crowd erupted. Keely dropped to the track completely out of breath. Then she saw someone walking toward her holding the world record sign, and she jumped straight to her feet and started celebrating. She told reporters afterward, "That was really fun. I've been looking forward to this for a good few weeks." On the birthday coincidence, she said it almost felt a bit weird that the record was set the day she was born and 24 years later she breaks it. Then she added, "I think there's still more to push." That line is not just talk. Her new indoor world record of 1:54.87 is only 0.26 seconds slower than her outdoor personal best. The outdoor world record, set by Jarmila Kratichvilova in 1983, stands at 1:53.28. That record is the oldest remaining world record in track and field. Jordan Anthony just walked into the biggest indoor track meet in America, lined up next to the Olympic champion, beat him by 0.06 seconds, and then told him to find a new hobby. He is 21 years old. It is his first professional season, and he was completely calm the whole time. On March 1st, 2026, at the Ocean Breeze Athletic Complex in Staten Island, New York, the USATF Indoor Championships gave the sprint world a moment nobody saw coming. The men's 60-meter final had 3 serious names on the start list. Trayvon Bromell, a former 2016 World Indoor Champion and one of the most dangerous starters in the history of the event. Noah Lyles, the reigning Olympic 100-meter gold medalist, 4-time 200-meter world champion, and the undisputed face of American track and field. And then there was Anthony, a rookie, a kid from Tylertown, Mississippi, who grew up dreaming about the Heisman Trophy, not a national sprint title. When the gun fired, Anthony exploded out of the blocks, hit the 30-meter mark in control, and never looked back. He crossed the line in 6.45 seconds. Bromell finished second in 6:47. Lyles, the man who owns 8 world titles and an Olympic gold medal, finished third in 6:51. The rookie beat the king, and the sport has not been the same since. To understand how big this is, you have to understand who Noah Lyles actually is. This is not just a fast guy. Lyles won the 100-meter gold at the 2024 Paris Olympics, ending a long drought for American sprinting. He holds the American record in the 200 meters at 19.31 seconds, set at the 2022 World Athletics Championships. He has been the loudest, most dominant, most entertaining sprinter on the planet for years. He created the championship belt celebration. He built a brand. He is a cultural icon in a sport that rarely produces them. And before this race, Lyles had not even competed at the USATF Indoor Championships in over 9 years. His last appearance was back in 2018 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where he finished 9th. So when he showed up in 2026, he came with a message. He told reporters that anyone who thought he was letting that belt go somewhere else simply did not know Noah Lyles. He said he was going all out from the very start of the season. He was not scared of anyone. That is the man Jordan Anthony just beat. Now here is what makes Anthony's story different from every other rising star narrative you have heard. He was not even supposed to be a sprinter. He was a wide receiver. He played football at 3 different colleges: University of Kentucky, Texas A&M, and finally University of Arkansas. He had 8 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown at Arkansas. Real football, real games. He once said that if you told him years ago he would be a professional sprinter, he would have laughed in your face. He kept grinding in both sports until track completely took over. And when it did, that football mentality came with it. The explosiveness, the composure under pressure, the ability to perform in crucial moments. Those are not track skills, those are football skills. And they translate perfectly into the 60 meters, a race that is decided entirely in the first half by reaction time, drive phase, and raw acceleration. His 2025 college season was a warning that most people ignored. He won the NCAA indoor title in the 60 meters. Then he went outdoors and won the NCAA title in the 100 meters. He became the first sprinter since 2017 to pull off that double in the same season. He swept the 100 at the SEC Championships, running 9.95 and 19.93. He won the Bowerman Award, the most prestigious honor in college track. During his speech, he said, "A football player winning the Bowerman. That's crazy." Then he signed with Adidas, turned professional, and moved to Florida to train under coach Lance Brahman alongside Noah Lyles himself. Every single day, these two are in the same facility, competing against each other in practice. That detail matters more than people realize. But 2026 did not start perfectly for Anthony. On February 1st, he raced at the Millrose Games and finished third. People immediately started saying he had already lost his edge, that he had fallen off before he even got started. His response was not to argue. He used it as fuel. 2 weeks later, on February 13th, at the Tyson Invitational in Fayetteville, Arkansas, he ran 6.43 seconds. That time made him the fastest man in the world in the 60 meters for 2026 and ranked him as the 10th fastest sprinter ever recorded at the distance. He went from being counted out to being the world leader in 14 days. Then he went to Staten Island and won the national title. After the race, Lyles handed Anthony the championship belt personally. The symbolism was obvious. Then Anthony spoke to NBC Sports and did not hold back. He said, "I looked to my right and my left, and I was like, I don't hear Noah. I don't see Trayvon." GG's in the chat. New generation is taking over. Today was the day I had to give them their eviction notice. And when asked about training alongside Lyles, he kept it honest. "I enjoy training with Noah. Of course we're going to talk smack. The sport is soft if we don't. I'm bringing football mentality. He's just bringing old age right now." He called the Olympic champion old on national television at 21 years old. Ice cold. Anthony now heads to Torun, Poland for the 2026 World Indoor Championships from March 20th to March 22nd, entering as the world leader in the 60 meters. Keshane Thompson of Jamaica, the Olympic 100-meter silver medalist,